Should I keep that for classes as an option? Okay. And I will work on coming up with some other extra credit ideas also for all of you so that you can use those. So if as you're thinking about things, you come up with some idea or you hear about some cool celebration or you think of something that goes along with class, feel free to message me and let me know. National Pancake Day. Yeah, see, punctuation, I could at least go in with grammar, but it would be fun to celebrate National Donut Day and National Pancake Day. We'll see what else we can come up with. All right. So one other thing that we do have that's kind of fun, we have the opportunity to earn badges in class. So maybe if you guys can come up with some badges for the mythology class, some ideas, I can give some extra credit for those of you who want to create those for us. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Andrew, what a perfect birthday to have on National Ice Cream Day. I think the only thing that would be better, I guess, or more appropriate would be National Cake Day. So the badges, Alex, are for some, I can award them for whatever I want to for students. So for instance, in my 39 Clues class, the Ultimate Scavenger Hunt, then every time they complete a book and all of the missions in the book, they get awarded a badge. And it shows up next to your name anytime you have information like a wiki project or anything like that. It reflects those badges that you've earned. So maybe you can come up with some ideas for some Greek mythology ones. Yes, there is a 39 Clues class. We jump all over the world and study geography and famous people. And we just finished looking at the Von Trapp family singers and going to Austria and figuring out what Austria had to do with World War I. So yes, it's an awesome class. Are you, Josh? Yeah, it's fantastic. It's so much fun. We do a lot of code breaking and clues and research on fun topics. Yes, that would be wonderful. It actually was a class I created for students who were in this class last year with Percy Jackson, and they wanted a follow-up class that would be fun and exciting. So that is the class that we're doing, which I am so excited about. I've waited for many years to be able to teach the 39 Clues. Oh, that's wonderful. I didn't realize that it was there in Vermont, Liam. So your dad took your mom there for her birthday? That is super cool. It's not far from me. It's about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I think it would be fun to visit. I'll have to do that at some point. Very cool. All right. So go ahead and tell me, who are the 12 Olympians? Put at least one up on the board with text and put your name next to it so I know that everyone has answered. You know, if you have ideas for other classes, I welcome hearing those, whether they're ones that I would teach or another teacher would offer. We're always looking for new classes to be able to add that meet the needs of our students. So feel free to send me a message about that. We have Hades and Poseidon, Zeus, Artemis without an A, Apollo and Artemis. Thanks, Judy. Hestia or Hestia. So here's something of interest that I feel like we should mention again, just to cover one more time. If we are pronouncing these with a true Greek accent, every single one of these names would be pronounced differently than a pronunciation that you're used to. So even though the pronunciations sometimes differ among people, among teachings, the way we say it is very Americanized and in most of these. So as long as we are saying it close and we know what it is we're talking about, if we were studying this from a more intellectual standpoint and you were at a college level and needed to have all of this pronunciation with the Greek influence, then it would be important to have that. For the sake of what we're accomplishing in class, to expose you to all of this, to look at this, we're going to keep in mind that there are differences at times in where we put the emphasis on different names and words based on how each of us learned them, how others learned them. But ultimately, if we're not saying them in Greek or with even that Greek accent, it tends to vary. So we will go ahead as long as we all know what we're talking about and assume that if we're close enough that it's going to count for this. There are certain words that if you're pronouncing incorrectly, I will correct you. But for some of these names, in the same way that you know, different names that we have today get pronounced differently depending on who it is that's saying them. All right, so we have a whole bunch of names up here. Wow, Alex, Zeus, Poseidon, Hera, Demeter, Apollo, Athena, Artemis, Ares, Aphrodite, Hermes, Dionysus, Hephaestus. Noel has Zeus, Poseidon, Hera, Artemis, Hades, Hestia, Apollo, Demeter, Poseidon. Let's see. So do we have Aphrodite? Yes, we have Aphrodite. We have Artemis, mentioned Poseidon, Zeus, Ares. Oh, yep, Alex has Ares up there. Hermes, Apollo, Hera. Yep, Hera is mentioned. Hestia, Hephaestus, Demeter.